Let's get it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Giovanni Show. Today we have on one of my best friends, Gayle Saunders. What is up, man?
Hey man, again, I'm trying to live the dream. Not as in dream team, but we're both trying to live the dream. So it's a great summer. I'm excited about the roster, excited about being here with you and ready to talk about the Eagles, man.
Yes, sir. The anticipation for this season is real. I know we were talking about you going to Brazil. I'm so excited for that game. The first time the Eagles have played outside of the US. I'm so excited, man. It's gonna be so awesome.
I'm trying to like, when you try to envision things, I'm trying to envision like all the rowdy Brazilian soccer fans or football fans for them, but we're now being, watching American football and like the stadium being packed with green and just I've talked to Brazilian Eagle fans down there. They're excited about their team. It's a real deal. The energy is going to be unmatched. The first time you get to see Saquon with this Eagles offense, it's going to be in Sao Paulo, which is bananas.
Yeah. And something that I always love to see during these international games is just the fan bases from all teams around the NFL just come together and make it such a fun event. I'm so excited for that. I am so excited for you to go and see everything from the Fourth and John page. And yeah, man, I'm so pumped and I know you are too.
I mean, the cool thing about it is like what we do at Fourth and John is like we have a lot. It's like a lot of meet and greets. You like meet people all over the world actually. So to see them embrace their Eagles, especially when they come to the link and it's their first time experiencing the whole Eagles fandom thing, and they're from like either shout out to the all the people I met from London last year that came over for a trip with Philly Sports Trips. It's crazy to see it through their lens. Like we get it, being in the Philly area, you've seen it before. Like, but not everyone all over the country gets to see Brazilian Eagle fans get to see the Eagles in their home city it's going to be eye opening for them.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. You just talked about a guy named Saquon Barkley, which it is crazy to say that Saquon Barkley has come to the best team in the division, and he left the Giants. So, what are your expectations for Saquon Barkley, and how are you feeling coming off of getting Saquon Barkley this offseason?
It's kind of a joke that we've talked about for a couple years on our pod, just saying like, hey, when it's all said and done, it'd be funny if Saquon is an Eagle, and which you hear we're here years later and thinking about the opportunity in this offense under a Stoutland who's coordinating this run game and his expertise, and then the fact that we have a quarterback Jalen Hurts and we have the weapons on the outside with AJ and Devontae, not even talking about Dallas Goedert. That is a multitude of weapons for the Eagles to use. Getting back to Saquon, I don't think he has to do as much as he had to do in New York. I feel like how you can ask people name one of his top receivers in the last couple of years. They have no clue. Um, I mean, I think talking about chain moving, we're going to see a lot of chains move with Saquon. A lot of explosive runs in the last since 2018. I think he's a top three in explosive runs in the league, 30 plus runs. We haven't had that in a while. I think the way that we're running the ball, especially from under center, we haven't done in a while. A lot of our runs have been from shotgun inside zone. The whole league knew what we were running. Saquon's going to give us that juice that we desperately need, I think, in terms of even protecting Jalen. I think Saquon is going to be money.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. And I don't think I've ever been so confident in this team. On paper we look perfect. On paper, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Now it's up to Nick Sirianni and the coaches in this team to make our weapons be great on the field. So, we got an AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and now adding on some new defensive players from this draft like Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Now it's just up to these coaches to kind of fuel these guys and make them motivated and put them in the best positions to win. And I after the draft, I actually on my way home, I'm emailing Howie Roseman and I'm saying, thank you. Thank you so much for putting this team in the best position to win some games. I loved what you did with the draft. I love Quinyon Mitchell. I love Jeremiah Trotter. Thank you so much, man. He responds, "You got it, man. Love ya." And then that's all I get back from Howie. But I love Howie. I love him so much. And whenever I send him an email, I always get a response back. And it's always something short like that. But I'm like, I know Howie's got it. I know he does. And I have
Yeah.
confidence in him. And I'm ready for the season, man. The anticipation is real.
Yeah, how he did this thing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm always I'm out here. I'm crazy with the draft, and I got an opportunity to go to the Senior Bowl that's like one of my favorite places to be at because you just sit there and you just kind of let it all soak in. You're like a sponge. You listen to hear things. I'm seeing things, and I'm seeing Quinyon Mitchell. He's out here killing it in one-on-ones. He's running routes for the wide receivers. I'm geeked up. I'm like, do you see this? Like he's calling out SEC wide receivers, not by their names. He knows who they are, but he's like, you Georgia, you Florida, next. And like I'm like, this is the kid from Toledo. I'm like, he's bringing a whole another level of energy. Roman Wilson, wide receiver from Michigan. I asked him. I said, who's bringing the juice? He's like Quinyon Mitchell. I was like that. He's bringing a level of practice up. I was like, he's a dog. And then I told Quinyon, I was like, Roman said that you were bringing the juice. He said you were out here, really. He's like, And then I had asked him, I said, hey, who do you model your game after? And he's like, Darius Slay. And I'm like, what? And then in my head, it's just clicking. I'm like, how crazy would it be? I actually was when I had drafted this tweet. I never sent it out, but I was like, how crazy would it be for him to get to the opportunity to play with this guy that he meant, have Slay mentor him as a rookie. So I'm talking about Jim Nagy about Quinyon, and he's giving me all the intel about he's like Quinyon will be the first cornerback drafted in the NFL draft. And I'm like the kid from Toledo. And I was on record. I was trying to get him on record to say, can we safely say that Quinyon Mitchell is bottom in the first round? His grade is there now. And we had to turn it off because he couldn't say that on camera.
Wow.
So when the camera turns off, he's like, he's the best cornerback in this draft. And he's like, I can say this confidently. Nagy is plugged in as they can get. And then the fact that we got him and got Cooper, I was like, Howie is doing his thing. Like it's we needed this draft, but also the value of the board fell right to us. It's not like we had to go do something crazy. We actually waited and got these players. So I feel like we went up and got Cooper, which was
I can't wait for Cooper, man. I really cannot wait for him.
versatility, man. So how he gets the A, he gets the A from me. Like he did his thing.
Yeah,
definitely did his thing.
Yeah, no, I cannot wait. You know what I can't wait for?
What's
Traveling this year to games.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for this year?
In terms of traveling or in
terms of
general?
the whole season? I mean, there's so much traveling involved and so many different things that are coming your way. What are you most excited for?
The Brazil thing's been on my mind. Again, we talked about pre-show about getting our passports and stuff and all that crazy stuff. Got to get that done. But just in terms of just seeing like the Eagles fandom grow, it's always a blessing. It's always because I get to see it firsthand because I'm out here in the streets. People cover the team, but they don't travel. They don't get to talk to people all over the country. I mean, I feel like that's a blessing, and that's something that I passionately love to do. I love to travel. Shout to Philly sports trips that send me out, man. So it's a great time just seeing the team and being supportive through the thick and the thin. Like I'll remember the time I'm being out in Seattle and it's raining and we just lost that game. And I'm like, the anger I had, I was like, it was the best trip ever. But like, that's part of being a fan. Like, that's the part of like, you have to invest something. That means you have to give up, your heart, your soul for, for the team. You bleed green, right? A lot of
Yep.
people are like, you only want to bleed when the team's winning, but when they catch L's. So one thing I'm most excited about is really actually seeing the team come back together. Like I felt like this team got to see what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. There was younger guys on this roster, not just the older guys that are some of them that are not here. But I'm saying they got to see what it takes to actually not make a Super Bowl when you have a stacked roster. Like whatever happened behind the scenes, I'm not to say that I'm glad it happened, but it had to happen in order for us to get here, in order to get CJ back with range on the back end, in order to get Devin White, because we needed, for the love of God, Howie, get us some linebackers. We got one. Like these things had to happen. We got guys that are in need of new deals, on 1-year deals. Like, it's a perfect storm. And I feel like I want to see this come together. So I'm so excited to see how it all transpires. Like, because on paper, we talk about team on paper, that's cool. But chemistry, you can't recreate chemistry. Either you got it or you don't. And I felt like last year the team didn't have chemistry. Year before they had chemistry. Let's get back to that.
100%. Can't wait. So, you talked about a brand that I love. This next segment is actually powered by Philly Sports Trips. So, I am very proud to say that, me and Philly Sports Trips have come up with a kind of a partnership for this season and for a few seasons to come. And I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm actually doing this segment, and I would not rather have anyone on to do this segment with than you, Gayle. So as I go into this segment powered by Philly Sports Trips, I gotta ask you the Philly Sports Trips question of the day, and it is, what has been your favorite away game to travel to and why?
Favorite away game to travel? Why? Oh man, there's been a lot of them, man. But I'm I'd say one of my favorite trips was to Seattle, because I always wanted to go to Seattle. It's weirdly, you hear about like Nirvana, you hear about like the crazy things about Seattle. It was a cool experience because I don't know what it was. Seattle's probably one of the most different cities that I've been to, and I've been to a lot of cities. It just had its own vibe, and I was like, wow, this is cool up here. Got to go to Oregon, which is close by. There's like sea lions on the just sitting there by the water. Like, this is weird. We don't have sea lions around Philly.
Yeah.
There's like eagles flying around. The nature is pretty amazing. I mean, the LA trip is always cool, because you get to see the other side of the country, and you get to see how other Eagle fans are. Um, but I feel like Brazil was probably going to be one of my favorite trips, even though I haven't gone yet. But I do feel New Orleans, city that I've always wanted to go to. I'll get my opportunity this year with Philly Sports Trips. That's going to be sick. Just the food, just the vibes. I'm very excited about being there, but there's a lot of trips. I mean, Dawkins is coming to the Tampa trip.
Can't wait.
If you're not a Brian Dawkins fan, I don't know who you are, but
Yep.
I mean,
No,
that should be
no.
a good time.
So yeah, that kind of leads me into my next question, and you kind of just answered it. What game are you most excited to travel to this year? Actually, we'll do it this way. Besides the Brazil trip.
So oddly enough, I think it's weird because you try to cross up. New Orleans is up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say besides New Orleans too, because we all know that's going to be an exciting trip. Cincinnati. I don't know jack about Cincinnati. Like, I don't know anything about, but the Bengals. I actually did a Bengals custom for someone the other, like, a couple years ago, but just I've always loved the uniforms. I'm not gonna say it's. I don't even know. I've never looked up anything about the Bengals. at all. I don't know anything about the city. I don't know anything about the stadium. We had a tough time playing the Bengals. If you look at the history, but I feel like I'm excited to go into a space that I would never go into. But the Eagles have made me, you know, do a lot of things in my life. Like I don't like to travel. People know that I don't like to fly. But the Eagles allow me to get out of my comfort zone. And then going into a place again, like I never thought I would be in Seattle. I got that opportunity because of the Eagles, Philly sports trips. But I feel like the Bengals crossing that stadium off, like I think you start becoming a junkie of like crossing stadiums off your list. You're like, you know how we all collect stuff? You just
Yeah.
start doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna collect this hat because I don't have it. Now it's like I'm gonna collect these stadiums and get it
Yeah.
off my bucket list. And that's the cool thing about once you start following the Eagles. You're just like, oh, I want to go to this stadium, go to
Yeah.
this, go to this city, and you get to see how the people actually around the country do stuff. I remember went to go see the Cowboys play last year. Went down to Austin. You actually got to see real Cowboys, not fake Cowboys.
Not fake one.
It's like real Cowboys who are actually have cowboy hats. They could tell if
Yeehawing.
you're a local, or they could tell if you are a real cowboy by your cowboy hat, and like the if you have beaver or rabbit in your hat, they could tell by your belt buckle and your boots. And I'm like, really? You could tell? They're like, we like to call them Amazon cowboys. They're not real cowboys, So like you get to see these experiences in different cities. So I want to see how Bengal fans react.
Hey, that trip's gonna be fantastic. We're reuniting
Close to you?
there. We're
Is
reuniting
it?
at
Yeah.
Cincy. Yeah, no,
Is that? And
I'm
how
going.
close is that to you? How close
Two
is that to
hour,
you?
2 hour drive.
See, I don't even know in relations to where it is on the map. I have no clue, bro. Like if someone's like, "How do you get there?" I'm like, I don't know.
No idea. No idea. Never been to
Yeah,
Cincy?
never.
I passed through Cincy when I was moving from Philly to Indy. Went through
Mm.
Cincy, went through Cleveland, and yeah, no, I'm excited for Cincy. It's gonna be a good trip. It's gonna be a good trip.
Also, the battle between we hear a lot about Joe Burrows. You hear a lot about their receivers. Like Jalen's gonna get an opportunity to show who's gonna be top dog. I mean, Burrows gets talked about being the top dog, and he's had some, he's failed in the Super Bowl. He's had shortcomings, injuries as well. But I feel like that's gonna be a great matchup. But two high powered offenses, so we'll see. That'll be a
Yeah.
good game.
No, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. And just to reunite with all you guys, it's gonna be so amazing. Bro, we haven't seen each other in person in years. And that's the crazy thing to say. Like,
Well,
I don't
you're talking about driving now. I'm like flexing that you got your permit out here. I'm like, it's so crazy that it's like a lot of people who do content. You get to see each other over the years, and it's crazy. I remember you coming to our tailgate when you were 7,
yeah. Like
8 at a tailgate, just sitting there eating tomato pie, having a good time, living it up.
yeah.
So it's good. It's good to see you're leveling up, which is always good to see in any of your friends, right?
Every year we're leveling up together, man. It's getting better
Yeah,
every year.
try, man. That's the only way you can do in life, man. You got to just enjoy it. You got to just stay positive and do good things, and things work out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And good things happen when you're doing what you truly are passionate about and what you truly love, and that's why we're doing so good, man. We love
I
this.
try, man. I remember I used to be like, I don't know why I like the Eagles so much. I felt like it was like when I was younger, when I was a kid, and I was like, I grew up in Connecticut. My dad had moved from Philadelphia. He used to work for the shipyards in Philly, and he was building submarines in Connecticut. So that's why I grew up there. And then he was raising me to be an Eagle fan, and it was such a and that's when the Eagles weren't that great at a certain time. But I was like, the love for the Eagles, it's like I can't believe I like this team so much. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I gotta understand. If you meet my dad, you would know. But it's like and now you're sitting here years later, and you're like, I still love the Eagles just as much, or even more.
Yeah.
It's insane. But that's the beauty of Eagle fans are crazy and knowledgeable and passionate. So
We're so fortunate to be able to watch this game every Sunday in the fall and in the winter. We're
yeah,
so fortunate, man.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I mean, do you think Philadelphia Eagles are becoming America's favorite team? It's kind of
Uh
it's there's a lot of hate, but I feel like I think we're getting a lot more love than hate.
we're straying away from the everyone hates us. We're definitely straying away from that because so many people love us just for Jason Kelsey and newer players. Jalen Hurts, all the
Yeah,
girls love Jalen. So
yeah.
it's
AJ Brown's a
yeah,
fan favorite
yeah,
from
no, like once we started getting these crucial players and how we started making moves and everything, our fan base has grown. Some will call them bandwagons, but I'll call them just getting over to the right side.
I mean, there's going to be there's a whole level of bandwagon fans. Like I could weed them out. You know what I mean? Like there's questions that you could say.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, um, I'll say stuff and then I can figure out where they're at as a fan. But it's fine.
yeah,
But I just feel like it has been growing. I made my friend his son is he's like, I don't know what we were at a cookout, and I don't know what you said to my son, but he loves the Eagles now. He's like all geeked up. He's 10 years old. He loves the Eagles because of you. And then I said, all right, well, let me. I'm trying to solidify it now. Like he doesn't live around this area, and so I'm like, so I sent him a pair of customs. I got to watch him open the shoes. Now he's like, bro, he's like, he loves his shoes. He wore them first as soon as he got him, wore the first day to school. He's excited about the Eagles. Like he's like, I think you started it. I'm like, well, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to make more Eagle fans love the
because
team that I love.
you're gonna see that kid at tailgates in the future, and you're gonna see him like once he's grown. You're gonna see him every Sunday. Like that's what
It's
you
in the
just
works.
did. Yeah,
I said, yo, you can stay with us. I know you're driving all the way from Connecticut. I want to see him at his first game. I want to
yeah,
see it happen. It's funny,
yeah.
exciting,
Very
but
exciting. It's awesome. And to be around a crew like you guys and the Fourth and John crew and everything for your first game, it's gonna be awesome. So
that's the thing. Is just like you just want to level it up when like fans don't get that opportunity to see.
yeah,
Like everyone, it's an honor to meet crazy Eagle fans. To me, I get to meet them all.
yeah.
You get to see them. You
All
get to
types of
see them.
people.
You get to see people catch the fever, and then like next thing you know, they're traveling from all over the country to come to Link, and you're like,
Crazy.
they'll follow the team all over the country. It's fun to see. It's like you're partying on. It gets tiring too. I'm warning you. You better start eating your vitamins. And I see you've been training.
I don't sleep, man, so it's all
You
right.
gotta get the stamina up for like traveling is another thing. And, once you start going to these games, like it's a whole nother level. Got to get your sleep at night. You know, it's a real deal. Off
Yeah,
season is for working out too, man.
right. Yeah, we're getting our minds right and our bodies right just for the traveling.
Yeah, it's camp is coming up. I think what July 23rd they report.
Yeah,
There's open practices coming up. I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out if we do a practice
What are you
tailgate to get the
doing?
vibes. I'm excited for training camp. Training camp should be.
Yeah,
There's a lot of competition on this team, man.
yeah.
What position group are you most excited to see?
You know me, man. I'm excited to see the linebackers. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. was the one player that I told you that I wanted. I told everyone, I said it as loud as I possibly could on social media that we need Jeremiah Trotter Jr. How he got it done. So in a
So are you
way,
are you are you are you saying that it's because of you that we got Jeremiah Trotter? You be honest, go
I
ahead.
don't want to say that. I don't want to.
You
If
deflect.
I'll say that if he's great.
Did you say for the love of God, Howie, get us Jeremiah Trotter? Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's it's funny. I went to a Dawkins event and got to say what's up to Jeremiah Trotter and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. They were together, so I got to see him at the same time. So it was just cool to see that it's like the history. It's like he's the next generation of you're hoping to be solid linebackers in Philadelphia. But it was cool to see, like his father got a second to talk to his father and thanked him. Said, "Hey, man, we're glad to have your son, man. Um, I feel like I feel like he's underrated. I feel like he's got some TJ Edwards in him.
He's very underrated. I think he's one of the most underrated players in this draft class. I think once people see how good he is, everyone's gonna regret not getting him. That's
It's the only thing is like I'm sure the size thing. Like when I was growing up, small, I was short kid. You know, size is not that is not a stat. That is not that doesn't determine you know where you go in life or whatever. Like if he's undersized,
it's gonna.
just make plays. Just make plays.
I think it's gonna be another Devontae Smith situation of them critiquing his size and his weight, and then boom, he's just gonna pop off. So
And it's funny you talk about the competition. Kobe Dean, everyone had high hopes, and it's not like it's anywhere close to over or anything. It's just
no,
you just got to see him show up
yep,
and compete. And my thing is like how bring in competition. It's all about competition, bringing in competition. Like I don't care. Look at our cornerback room. So many corners, so much competition. Who's going to be our slot? Who's going to be our who's going to be the CB2 right out the gate? Quinyon Mitchell. But
yep,
there's so much competition, and that's how you make a good team.
yeah.
So
I will always love Nakobe Dean just because I remember after he had gotten drafted, the NFL posted a clip of him walking down the stage and they post how he got at Geo the podcaster his linebacker. And so Nakobe Dean will always have that special place in my heart. And I'm just waiting for him to pop off, man. I'm waiting
yeah,
for it and I'm just I need it to happen, man. I need it to happen.
we were at the Eagles Autism Challenge, and we're walking. And shout out to Evan Hollywood Hearn. And we saw Kobe there. He was passing out water, so we got to talk to him and took some photos with him. So like, randomly, I'm like, I'm looking at Ev. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I'm seeing the Kobe and Evan talk, and the Kobe's like looking at him like, and I said, what did you ask him? He's like, he started asking him about his medical. So I was like, bro, come on, this is not the place to be asking how his limbs are doing or how he's like, I was just asking how he was doing, like and he was like, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Oh, it was hilarious. So that's our inside joke with Ev. We call him the doctor now. So
Bro. I love Evan,
that's
bro.
how that's how the Eagle fans are, bro. They will ask you a question. It doesn't matter where you're at. It could be
Yep.
in Wawa, whatever. If they need something to get something off their chest, they're gonna ask you. So you gotta be open and honest and willing to have the conversations.
Yeah.
I saw Cooper this year. I got the whole squad, the whole rookie group to draft class to sign the helmet, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
But I said Cooper, I was like, we were the ones that started the Jawn thing before you even got drafted. We were calling you the whole draft process. We were calling you Jawn. He's like, get out of here. And he was a cool. I think he's got a good, humble spirit. Him and Quinyon have a humble spirit, so I think they're gonna grow nicely in the next couple of years.
if the people who make the jerseys slip up and put Jawn on the back of his jersey, I won't be mad. I won't be mad.
That's a good idea to make a custom Cooper Jawn.
Yeah. Yeah. Show up to some tailgates and that would be awesome.
33. He said he's keeping 33 though. We
Yeah.
asked him. Well, Priman asked him. He said, "Hey, are you keeping 33?" He said, "Yeah, I'm keeping it."
That's awesome.
I think Quinyon has to change his jersey ASAP.
Yeah.
I think I think we're gonna have to pull our money and pay Zach to flip jerseys. That 30 is not, it's not working.
No, not it. Not it at all.
What's your favorite football number?
Ooh. Mine actually is probably 2. 2 is tough.
Okay. I'm gonna go 1. It's my favorite football number.
All
And I
right.
feel like players that wear 1,
Yeah,
it's a mindset. It's a mindset.
definitely is.
Not to say I'm number 1, but
I
like you're always striving to be number 1.
the thing with 2 will always be that's the number Jalen Hurts wore when he came on my podcast. So that's
Okay, I like that.
it'll always be 2 or 11. Shout out to Wentz.
Nice, nice. Yeah. That's a good number. I got a Slay signed jersey.
Yeah, I have,
Yeah,
bro. I remember when Slay first came to Philly. Shout out to Mrs. Slay. She sent
yeah.
me
Big
this
ups to Joe.
huge care package. I have 2 Darius Slay signed jerseys. I have Darius Slay signed gloves. I have Darius Slay, like everything Darius Slay that I could ever want. I have it. Like the
She's a
whole
real one.
the whole
She's a real
Slay
one.
family is just amazing.
But have you had Slay pudding? Jennifer Slay's pudding?
No, haven't.
Gotta
I
come to the
did.
tailgate.
I I don't want to call out Slay right now, but I did murk him in Warzone one time in Call of Duty
Wow.
Warzone. So
Okay.
I was in his
I gotta get
custom
my
lobby and I just murked him. So it's all right.
now that's a flex. That is definitely a flex.
Man, my last final question for you is what team do you think is going to give us a run for our money when you look at our schedule? Because I think,
Mm.
the obvious answer for me is always Dallas will always give us a good game.
Let's see. I thought why I had mentioned early. I mean, the Bengals could be a tough game. And I feel like Bengals always play us tough. I don't know for what reason, but I feel like they're a tough team. I think the Ravens as well. I think the Ravens might if they can put things together. They're always a gritty team. I think the Ravens. I remember watching Wentz try to get that 2-point conversion down there. I think we lost like 17-16 or something like that. That was a rough go in the rain watching us lose. But I think the Ravens could be a tough one.
Yeah.
And again, as much as I hate the Cowboys, they're always when it comes to us competitive. So
They're
we
always going to
either
give us a good game. Always.
split one. But other than that, I think I got high hopes for the team. I really do. I just want to be. Again, we talk about chemistry. It's where it's at. Sky's the limit. The chemistry's there.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. I mean, this chemistry on this team is going to be probably the best we've seen in a few years. I think this chemistry might even top Super Bowl year 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's a priority too. They are teams got to connect. That's not a lie. I know Sirianni. If that's one thing as a CEO coach, he's got to do. He's got to get that juice level up, and the connectivity is important. That's the lifeblood of this team. If they didn't figure that out from last year, then we'll see. But I feel like they figured it out. I think they understand.
100%. Gayle, thank you so much for coming on today. Last thing I want to say is go ahead and plug all your socials anywhere the people listening can find you.
You can find us at Fourth and Jawn on all socials. You can find me at Eagle Sessions on Twitter. Just if you guys are willing to go on come to the link and enjoy the fun. Come to our tailgate. So we're sponsored by Bud Light and Conchi um, tomato pies, and they're an Italian bakery. Um, Shout out to Red Bull. They put on this. They help us put on this free event for you guys to come out and just enjoy the Eagles. I mean, so if you like the Eagles like we like the Eagles, then I'm sure you're gonna have a good time. Shout out to Prime. Shout out to Evan. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Hollis at Fourth and Joan as well. We're just some crazy Eagle fans who love the game and the Eagles tremendously.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Go Birds.
Go Birds!